Okay. So your other avatar, that's where the camera is that right now? So if I want to do anything, that's where
Okay. All right, and we are live in YouTube, and this is another interesting test, a very interesting test of Patch here, Patch World, and here we
Yep.
are, both in mixed reality, in our second podcast experiment. This time we are here with the maestro of Patch World, the one and
The
only
maestro.
Mr. Todd.
Yeah, that's
So, my
me, Mr.
friends,
Todd.
anyone who joins in the community of PET would immediately have the presence, be blessed with the presence of Mr. Todd, who both helps us to understand how we can create music instruments and both helps us to create worlds and, to get familiar with the community. So before we begin the tutorial in this live stream, I would like to give a second here to speak with Mr. Todd and just ask you some quick, if you don't mind, few personal questions. So what do you do in your non-virtual life?
My non-virtual life, I am a music teacher. I teach kids from age 4 to age 11 at a school right down the block from my house in Portland, Oregon, in the Western United States. I'm about 5 hours south of Canada and in the state right above California. And yeah, I've been married to my wife for 25 years. We have 2 kids. My son Zion is a musician in LA, and my daughter is is just finishing up college. They're both doing great, and we've got a couple of dogs and a cat at home. So
It's
yeah, that's pretty
incredible
much the
to get
extent of
to
it.
know you
Yeah,
in person, Todd, as
yeah,
well,
yeah, for
non-virtual.
sure.
And
Yeah.
being a music teacher, what brings you into Patch? What would you like, and what would you like to do here?
Well, so one of the things that's really important for me to convey is that I've always kind of been interested in the next realm of interactivity for a long, long time, and so at my school, which serves uh, a historically underserved community. Um, I have access to funds and different, ways I can get resources in my room, and I had an opportunity to get some headsets in my classroom. And so obviously when you get headsets in your classroom, you're like, well, now that I have them, I got to know I got to know what's out there. And so I obviously, I did the normal search of what apps were available, and there were a few that were like, oh, that's interesting. But when I saw Patch, it was expensive. So I was like, I got to justify the purchase. But once I started watching the videos and even the advertisement, it just felt so playful and so immersive. And so, yeah, so I jumped in with both feet, and I kind of do that with just about everything I do. I don't like to just kind of tiptoe into something. I just throw myself into
No,
it. And
you
then if
really
it doesn't,
went really
yeah,
seriously
yeah,
to the
it's true.
community.
Well,
Everybody recognize you
real,
and they know your confusion. Hello,
hi
Pablo.
there.
Hey, come join us. Hi,
It's a real,
come join. Yes.
what's really funny. What's funny is that what's funny is that hey, what's up? We're doing a little interview.
Yeah, you
Are
can
you
sit
looking
down with
for?
us. So
Yeah, come
this
on,
is a
check out the
multiplayer
interview.
session in the live
Yeah,
stream on YouTube of Patch World. And what happens in a multiplayer session, the audience is very interactive, like the podcast days of
totally.
Clubhouse.
Yeah,
You can come in and join the party. So Pablo, you are really welcome to join us. And if you want, we can also show you how to
you have
update your avatar.
questions?
Maybe it's one of the first
Yeah,
thing, one of the first thing that you can learn here in the Patch World. So come, Pablo. You can stand next to Todd, and he will explain to you. You can join me here. I'm going
yeah,
to
totally.
move this avatar, which represents my desktop version. And this is another interesting idea because actually Patch has a desktop version. As you can see, I'm now moving the camera. Like this is
Look
a
at this guy.
camera, and you can share those moments also outside to TikTok, to any other space that you want. And this interface is really exciting. Look, I'm actually now looking at it in its reality, which is really an interesting idea. You are able
Why
to
is
tap
flying?
in and create more perspectives. So
Mm.
if you want, you can move yourself in the space like I'm doing right now, and you can create a new perspective, and then you can, in this desktop version, you'll be able to set up perspective. So now I'm able to move between perspective 1 and perspective 2, and again, you can easily export those videos and take them to any other social media. So I'm going to move the space a little bit, and if Pablo wants, maybe we can show how we are creating an avatar, and you can explain a little bit about the experience.
Michael,
We
I
can also use
lost
the
you. Where are you
Miro,
at,
by
buddy?
the way, if you want. So actually use the Miro itself
Probably live, I'm assuming. Um, yeah, I mean, one of the things that I learned from Patch pretty early on is that everybody that's involved in Patch, we're all kind of sort of super users all at once, even the developers. And it's kind of funny because, like you'll run into
come join
in
us, Pablo.
multiplayers, you'll run into situations where you'll have one of the developers in the multiplayer with you, and then you'll be working on something with a certain block or a tool, and the person that actually created the tool will be in the session with you, and it's pretty insane. So they'll show you a couple of different things that they know how to do, but then you might be like, experimenting, and you might be doing something that had never occurred to them that you could do with the tool. So yeah, it's a pretty exciting exciting thing that happens on a regular basis.
Let's try something.
I don't know if that happens in other apps, but I assume not.
All right. So Pablo, do you want to join us for a second here in front of the mirror?
No.
Where are you? Oh, here you are. Sorry, I lost you for a second. All right.
No,
so
you don't want to
maybe
do
we
this?
start with the. Yeah, let's do it. So first lesson. Let's
I
start
get-
now. Let's
Yeah,
learn
yeah,
how to learn
it
how
might be
to
too uncomfortable.
change
You
your
could be
avatar.
it's totally fine if you want to just be totally fine.
Yes, that's perfect. So first lesson.
So
Whoa,
one
I
of the
see
things,
you're.
one of the things I was going to show people is, and you might be wondering what's in front of me. This whole 3D asset is something that I pulled in from a website called Sketchfab, and it kind of reminds me of a place that I was in Ireland recently, and it was just it's a cool like replica of this Neolithic stone site, and it's really easy to pull into Patch World, and the tutorials on YouTube tell you all this. Then you can start moving around. You can have it interact with music. Yeah, it's pretty great, the different capabilities. Yeah. Is there would you like me to show you some of the other things that we've been doing in Patch, Michael, or what would you like to do next?
Let's do it step by step. So let's start with the controllers. Can you just explain to us about the controllers? And Pablo and Merav, you are welcome to join us, and maybe we can learn a little bit.
Just call me babe.
You can mute everyone else just for the beginning of the conversation, so you can demo us, and then if there will be questions, you guys can raise hands. It's very much like Zoom if you want, Zoom sessions, but those are
What's going
virtual,
on?
and we have the ability
Sorry,
to bring people in to have conversation. So Pablo, you guys can check it out.
still
Are you
there,
ready?
Michael?
Yes, I'm here, Todd. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Todd?
I can hear you. I can hear him. I can hear him. I think he's dead, though.
I got a couple of people on here.
Uh-huh. So, can you hear me, Todd?
All right. So Michael, are you
Yes.
hoping so because every so often you start floating off, so I don't know what that is about, but I'd like to start showing people
Yeah.
kind of some of the things that
Wait.
yeah, like every 5 seconds you're floating off. So
Floating off. Okay, so maybe we have a little bug here. That's okay.
yeah,
We can
so I don't know what's happening.
easily. Yeah,
I can't
this
hear.
is an interesting. Okay, okay. Stop recording. Stop recording.
Hello.
Okay. Yes. Let's see. See.
I don't know what happened.
Okay. All right. Sorry. I think we're okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I
Can you
don't
hear
know.
me now?
Yeah, but you're floating away, so I don't know what's happening.
I'm floating. I'm still floating. Okay.
Yeah, you're
So
floating.
then I
You've
will
been floating.
restart
You've
this
been
stage.
floating like every yeah, you've been floating every 5 seconds.
Okay. How is it now? Can you hear me? Test, test. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you
Hello.
hear me? Yes.
So
Can you hear
you
me?
can still see me, right?
Yes. And yes,
Well,
yes.
I got
And
some
yes.
stuff back here that I really want you to see. It's really cool. This is
Mhm.
a camera, and with the camera, you can kind of see inside all the different things that are going on. But also, this is called an image block, and the image block connects to this camera, and anything that the camera sees comes out onto the image block. So you can see this really cool viewfinder. Now, what I love doing is that you can easily glitch things out and turn it into like really cool visual vortexes if you just move the camera around. I've found a lot of joy, a lot of joy about just playing with